What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's the part 2 of the Honda Pilot rebuild. In today's video I want to go ahead and assemble the cooling components, and then we can go ahead and install the headlights and maybe test fit the bumper and make sure everything is lining up perfectly. But before I go ahead and start assembling everything, we got a new member to the team. Everybody welcome Roman right here.
What's up? This is me, Grizzly.
That's
nice
Grizzly,
to meet you guys. He's gonna help us fix the cars, you know, do little things like lose the bolts and stuff, you know.
Yeah. So he's gonna be helping me out with all the cars and stuff. So let's go ahead and get started on the Pilot and start assembling this thing. All right, so as you guys remember in the previous video, I didn't have the bottom hose. I still don't have it. Honda dealer should bring it tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the radiator anyway. I should be able to install it from the top here. I have enough space, I think, to connect it here and to the bottom of the radiator. So let's go ahead and mount the radiator first, and then condenser, and then the fans.
All right, so like Nick said, my name's Roman. I moved down from Philly. He's my brother-in-law. I used to be in EMS work, but now I'm here trying to learn. Nick said he'll teach me, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, Nick, what you doing here?
Get the radiator out of the box, start installing it. Hopefully it fits, because this is an aftermarket radiator. I ordered it from 1-800 Radiator. I think last time I ordered it on the gray one, it fit perfect. So let's try it out. There you guys have it. It's already in there.
All right, get some super glue. We got it, right? Is that how you do it?
Some super glue, a couple deck screws, and it'll hold.
I'm in EMS work. I know that's not true. Zip tie is the way to go.
Yes. All jokes aside, let's go ahead and start plugging up this hose. And there is a couple brackets that hold right here, that hold it in place. I should have them there. And I don't know, that should be it. But the bottom hose right here, as you guys can see, I will have enough room to plug it in over here and all the way to the bottom. Good thing I have the lift. I'll just lift it up and connect it on the bottom. So it should be pretty simple. Let's get started.
All right, so before we start screwing the radiator, we need to put on the radiator fans. All right, we're gonna open up the other fan. And there it is, brand new. That's all his bolts he keeps. Gotta find the right ones.
Now guys, the difference about the aftermarket and OEM fans, these fans, you can come closer, I'll show them. Basically when you spin it, pretty sure you guys can hear it's kind of loud, which is when the car is started and the fans are actually spinning, it's actually pretty loud. But I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. It still keeps the car pretty cool, so it shouldn't really make a difference. Just a little bit louder than the OEM one. Let's go ahead and install it. All right guys, the fans are installed. The top radiator hose is installed. And now I'm gonna go ahead and install these brackets so the radiator stays in place.
All right guys, we got the condenser here now. Nick's taking it out of the box. We're gonna install it. And this radiator right here. It's all nice and snug on there. It's not gonna come off.
Let's hope it doesn't.
It won't. He's good at his work. I seen like 2 YouTube videos. All right, so we installed the condenser. So what do we do now, Nick?
Now we're gonna install these 2 bolts. These bolts are actually very important. They go on the AC lines over here. And on most of the Hondas, at least that I know of, these bolts, this is what it looks like. Usually there's like thread, and then there's at the end is just like that. But usually on all the Hondas, this is pretty much what they look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and install them in there. And also one very important thing is you got to make sure this seal is on there, on the top one and the bottom one. If it's not on there, and then when you try to recharge the AC, it will be leaking from there, and then you're gonna have to disassemble the whole front end pretty much to get to this AC line and install that rubber seal.
Now see, I didn't know that.
Now you got to make sure you don't over tighten it, because this is aluminum and this bolt will snap in there. Then you got to replace the condenser pretty much.
We're putting the bottom bolt in. Grizzly right here helping out.
Quick little tip, sometimes when the condenser is new and this plug doesn't want to fit up in there, usually you just get like some pliers and you kind of well, obviously try not to bend the AC line, but see if I can get to it. Basically you clamp it in there, that way there's no gap right here, because if there is one little gap here, it will be leaking some Freon from there as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna tighten up the bolt.
And it's in.
And as you can see right here, there is no gap, that's how it's supposed to be here. Let me show them a little bit closer. On the bottom, get it to focus, there he goes. There's no gap over here. That's how it's supposed to be, because like I said, if there's a gap, it will leak and your AC won't be working. Same with the top AC line, there shouldn't be any gaps. This looks perfect. So this is it on the condenser. All right guys, next I want to go ahead and take this flare off, because it is damaged right here. And also, if my painter has to blend it right here, I want to go ahead and make it easier for him and have it off. That way he doesn't have to waste his time on it. fender flare is off. Here it is. Probably going to toss it away because it's actually pretty cheap at the dealership. And as you guys can see right here, there's a little crease here. It's like a stretch mark from, I guess, when they were pulling off the bumper. The insurance pulled it back. They weren't careful with it, so this is trash. All right, next I want to go ahead and test fit the headlights. I do want to mention that this Fender does not have these two brackets. I did order them from the dealership, but I should be able to test fit the headlight. But as you guys can see, this Fender is like wobbly here. This one is nice and stiff, so once I put the new brackets in there, they hold on rivets right here, and on the bottom. And the fender should stiffen up, but I'm gonna go ahead and test fit the headlights, and then I'm gonna shut the hood and make sure all the gaps are aligning. That way I can call my painter and take it to him afterwards.
Turn it up.
Alright guys, headlights are installed. I also installed this top grill piece, which is pretty much the hood gap right here, and it's all perfect everywhere. Looks great. This bumper is aftermarket, so it is a little bit warped, but once I have the bracket here, it should straighten itself out, hopefully. But if not, I'll make it work somehow. Anyway, everything looks good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the headlights off one more time and take this car to the paint shop.
Nick, get to work.
There's nothing to do, man. We already done all the work.
No, we didn't.
Alrighty guys, it is now the next day, and I got the radiator hose in here, and also I did get the fender brackets in here. Now first thing I'm gonna do, probably going to install the radiator hose. That way I can fill it up with some coolant, and then I'm gonna move on to the fender, install those brackets, and jam out the fender, and then install the fender back on the car. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the hose in here. I'm by myself at the shop, so I'm gonna try to have the best angle. That way you guys can see what I'm doing here. Alright, top half of the hose is nice and snug. The clamp is on there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the pilot and get underneath and connect the bottom half. Alright, the bottom hose is connected as well. I couldn't really get a good angle with the camera, but there's the clamp. It's already on there. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down, start it, and start filling up the cooling system with some coolant. All right, so while the car is started and heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the fender. All right, now that both brackets are riveted in, now I can go ahead and scuff down the fender and start jamming it out. Alrighty guys, I brought a flashlight with me, and here's how the fender looks. Dark blue color, same color as the Pilot. Looks good everywhere. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mount it back on there, and then I'm gonna take it to my paint guy. Alrighty guys, the fender is installed. I lined the gaps. Here's the door gap, and I'm about to show you the hood gap. But as you guys can tell, the brackets are there, fender is secure. Now I'm gonna drop the hood down. And there's this gap. And here's this side. Both gaps look perfect. That means we can go ahead and take it to the paint shop. And also guys, quick little update. The car has been running, I mean, I shut it off now, but it has been running for about 20 minutes. And well, it cooled off by now, but basically the temperature was about halfway and it was staying like that, so that's a good thing. All right guys, so the Pilot is finally outside, and now all I gotta do is wait on my towing guy to pull up, and he'll take it to my paint guy. And in the next video, I will be assembling this Pilot back together. So with all that being said guys, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like my videos, share them with your friends, and follow me on Instagram at Rebuild with Nick. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.